Chassidic gems on Parshas Shoftim. It says in the Torah, Shoftim v'shoitrim titein lecha b'chol shi'orecha. Judges and officers shall you make, titein lecha shall you make, in all thy gates, wherever you are. Asher Hashem alakecha noisein lecha, wherever you are that Hashem gives you, in every city that Hashem gives you. V'shaftu es ha'om mishpat tzedek, they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah tell us that, a lot of times people right away find faults with others. But I myself, I'm Mr. Clean, I'm fine. The other person didn't do this. The other person is wrong, but I'm okay. Whatever I do is good, which is incorrect. So the Chassidic Torah tell us that that's what the pasuk is saying. It says, Shoftim v'shoitrim titein lecha, you should judge, titein lecha, only yourself. Lecha means yourself. Only yourself you should find faults with to be able to improve. Titein lecha, you yourself should be judged. Should be judged to find faults so that you should correct yourself. But regarding others, you should only find by them limud zchus. You should only find good. That's the meaning of v'shaftu es ha'om mishpat tzedek. You should judge. They should judge others with doing righteous things. If they want to find faults, they should look for faults within themselves. Don't look for faults by others. Look v'shaftu es ha'om mishpat tzedek. Others should be righteous and always think limud melamed zchus, that the person is doing the right thing. If you want to find faults, search within yourself. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Shoftim. So the Torah says, appoint judges in all your cities. Asher Hashem alakecha noisein lecha. In all the cities which Hashem gives you. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us, what kind of judges should you have? Who's a righteous judge? You know who's a righteous judge? Asher Hashem alakecha noisein lecha. The righteous judges are people that can inspire you with the word of Hashem. They're giving you they're giving you godliness. That's the criteria for appointing a proper judge. What kind of a judge should we have? The one that could inspire us with the words of Hashem. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Shoftim. So again, the same pasuk. Asher, you should appoint judges in all your cities. Asher Hashem alakecha noisein lecha. Asher Hashem alakecha noisein lecha, which Hashem gives you. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us what should be the result of all this judging yourself and finding faults with yourself and trying to improve. What's the result? What's the end result that the Torah wants from all this? What should come out of it? It should come out of it that when you find faults with yourself, you see you have to improve. Asher Hashem alakecha. The main thing is that Hashem is your God. That's what should come out of all the self finding faults with yourself and trying and being improving to be a good yid. What should be the result of all this? Asher Hashem Elokecha, that there's no other God except Hashem. Hashem is your God. That should come out, to do the will of Hashem. You're criticizing yourself. You're criticizing yourself to improve, to be a better Yid, to do the will of Hashem Elokecha, and to do the will of your God. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parsha Shoftim. So the pasuk says, "V'shoftu es ha'om mishpat tzedek." The judges that you appoint should judge the people with righteous judgments. That's the simple. The Chassidic Sheternach are telling us that it's an obligation of the leaders, of the judges, of the leaders of Klal Yisrael. V'shoftu es ha'om, they should lead the Klal Yisrael, that Mishpat Tzedek, they should teach them to be matzik the din, to make the judgment correct. They shouldn't chalila find fault with Hashem, chas v'shalom, but they should say that they should understand that whatever Hashem does is Mishpat Tzedek, is correct, is righteous. That's the limud that the judges should teach Klal Yisrael. They shouldn't chas v'shalom complain against the difficulties they have in life, but they should always be matzik es hadin. They should justify the judgment that if Hashem did it, then there's no faults with Hashem. We should be zeicha to all these things. Amen v'yamen. Sikum on the hashkafas haTorah that we learned from the Chassidic gems. We learned that when it comes to criticize, don't criticize others. Criticize yourself and try to improve yourself to be a better Yid. We also learned that the proper judge by Klal Yisrael is somebody who could inspire Klal Yisrael with godliness. That is the proper way to appoint a judge. Can he bring godliness to Klal Yisrael? That's the way to appoint a judge, somebody who has those abilities. We also learned that the result of finding faults with yourself to improve, the end result would be to be a better Yid, to realize that Hashem Elokecha, Hashem is your God, and there's no other besides Him, none other besides Him. The last thing we learned was that the judges have to be able to teach Klal Yisrael Mishpat Tzedek. Shoftim es Mishpat Tzedek. They have to teach Klal Yisrael that when things happen, and although they seem to be very difficult, and it's easy to find fault with Hashem Yisborach, chas v'shalom, no, we should not. We should know that lo yavlosa boy, that Hashem is not doing, and not there's no faults with Hashem. He's not doing anything to hurt anybody. All the judgments that come from heaven are mishpat tzedek. That's the job of the Shoftim v'Shaitrim. They should teach Klal Yisrael the hashkafa that lo yavlosa boy, there's no faults with Hashem. We should be zeicha to all these things. Amen v'yamen.